Do we live in a multiverse? No. I mean, yes. I mean, maybe. Look, it's kind of complicated and we're not exactly sure. I'm Paul Sutter and this is Paul Explains, the show where I, explain. First, let's define what we mean by multiverse. We have the universe, which is by definition all the things. It's all the stars, all the planets, all the people and aliens. It's all the bits of fluff just floating around in the void. It is the entire thing. It's all the stuff. So, in one sense, there's no such thing as the multiverse because the universe is already defined to be all the things. But maybe there are patches of the universe that have different physics or different realities. They have different forces or different particles. And this is what we refer to as the multiverse. Now, do we live in a multiverse? Maybe, maybe not. One of the most promising ways physically to get a multiverse is through something called inflation. Inflation is our model of one of the earliest and most momentous events in the history of the universe. In the inflation model, when our universe was barely getting started, when it was a billionth of a billionth of a billionth of a billionth of a second old, it became very large. It went from the size of, say, an atomic nucleus to around the size of a baseball. And this event has the possibility of never ending, of inflation of the universe just always getting bigger and bigger and bigger all the time. And what we call the universe is just one small pocket of that much larger volume of the true universe. And in our little pocket, when inflation ended for us, we ended up with one set of physics and one set of forces and one set of particles and one set of reality. But past the confines of our little bubble, the greater universe is still going, still doing its thing, still inflating, and different pieces of it pinch off on their own with their own physics. Now, it's possible that inflation can lead to a multiverse. We don't know if inflation really happened. We suspect it did, but we're not entirely sure. And we're not sure if inflation demands the existence of a multiverse. It's possible that inflation just happened once and did it throughout the universe and that this is it. Or not. We've looked for evidence for multiverse and have come up short. Like if another neighboring universe intersects with the bubble of our universe, we might be able to see signals of that, and we haven't seen anything. That doesn't rule it out yet, but there's no conclusive evidence for it. Even if there were a multiverse, we would never ever be able to access any of those other universes. We wouldn't be able to visit them. They wouldn't be able to visit us. For all intents and purposes, they wouldn't exist. So when it comes to multiverse, whether it exists or not, just focus on our universe because really, it's the only one we got.